Nothing beats a good heist movie. A solid government conspiracy film is just as compelling. Likewise, a well-made thriller is truly one of a kind. When you combine all three, you get Steel. Prime Video's latest crime thriller centers on a complex heist that affects everyone from ordinary people to the highest levels of power. Created by S.A. Nikias and starring Sophie Turner, the 6-episode miniseries delivers back-to-back twists and stands out as one of the strongest showcases of Turner's acting ability. While not perfect, it's a gripping series that will keep you hooked and guessing until the very end.
Steel's theme is simple, but its story is complex.
With Steel, Nikias makes his debut as a screenwriter, but this hardly marks his first step into storytelling. Writing under the name Ray Celestin, Nikias is the award-winning author of the well-known City Blues Quartet series, and he is highly experienced in the crime thriller genre. While his novels are typically set against historical backdrops, Steel transports us directly to modern-day England. The series opens with a striking scene in which a group of thieves wearing prosthetic disguises launch an armed assault on a financial firm called Lockmill Capital, fully prepared for the heist. Lockmill Capital is one of the companies that manages people's pension funds, and the thieves have their sights set on that money. By putting pressure on Zara and her colleague/boyfriend Luke, they force them to transfer £4 million from Lockmill, then manage to escape before the police arrive. Zara and her coworkers are left traumatized, struggling to process what happened. Once the police step in, DCI Reese Kovac and the other detectives immediately begin keeping Zara under close watch. However, the truth behind the heist and the reasons for it run far deeper than a group of people chasing a quick payout. Because of Zara's direct involvement, she is pulled into the investigation as it spirals out of control, ultimately drawing in MI5 as well. While Steel's premise is simple, what unfolds is so intricate that you practically need red string and a whiteboard to connect all the dots. As Zara says with each new revelation, there's another layer, and those layers keep revealing themselves right up until the final moments. Sophie Turner is the one to watch in Steel.
Steel places Turner squarely at its center, giving her an excellent opportunity to showcase her talents. Zara, in short, is a mess. When we first meet her, many of her coworkers don't see her as particularly ambitious or driven. She works a routine job at Lockmill Capital, then spends her weekends partying and getting drunk, only to drag herself back to work on Monday. Cleanse, reset, repeat. Yet Zara is also smart, observant, and quick on her feet, and her ability to adapt to new information in every episode shows, through a kind of chess match with multiple opponents, just how much her potential at Lockmill Capital is being wasted. Turner perfectly captures Zara as an office worker, worn down by endless days of spreadsheets, forced into a game she never wanted to play. But when things get tough, she bares her teeth. Even if she doesn't always learn from her mistakes, she shows courage and intelligence, making the right calls under pressure. Primarily known for her roles as Sansa Stark in Game of Thrones and Jean Grey in the X-Men franchise, Turner commands the audience's attention in Steel. As she stretches her acting muscles, she has a captivating presence in scenes where the camera lingers on her. It's easy to find yourself wanting to root for her as her secrets are gradually revealed. In some thrillers, it can feel as though tension is manufactured by making the protagonist seem inept or ordinary, but that's not the case here. Zara is consistently one step ahead, and rather than making viewers want to shout at the screen for her to act, she's usually someone they're able to keep pace with.
Steel's supporting cast weighs the series down.
Beyond Turner, however, the rest of the cast often feels underwhelming. Reese, played by Fortune Lloyd, is a fairly standard portrayal of a cool-headed detective who refuses to overlook any detail. His subplot involving mounting gambling debts, however, fails to reach a satisfying payoff or show any meaningful development. While he shares solid chemistry with Turner, their budding relationship isn't explored in enough depth. Compared to the larger story and Zara's personal journey, Reese is far from the most compelling character on screen, and he would have benefited from greater depth and more focused development. On the other hand, Mondekwe fails to deliver a compelling performance on screen. Luke is an extremely frustrating character, and there's little about him that makes him likable. This makes it difficult for the audience to feel any sympathy for him, or even worry about his well-being. Mondekwe's portrayal lacks charm, and it's hard to believe that Zara's friendship with him is anything more than a result of simply working together. Even though he is involved in one of the series' biggest surprises, the character ultimately feels incomplete, leaving the story lacking when it comes to his relationship with Zara. While Turner is an exciting lead, the other characters struggle to keep up. Across 6 episodes, the mystery provides enough tension to sustain interest, but by the end of the series, it's hard to remember anyone besides Zara and Reese. The supporting characters aren't engaging enough from the audience's perspective, and with so many actors in the show, the focus shouldn't rest solely on Zara.
Steel hooks you once the action kicks in, despite a slow start. Although Steel begins with a heist, the first half moves at a slow pace as the pieces of the puzzle gradually fall into place. By episode 4, however, the series picks up speed, delivering near-constant surprises. A common challenge with shows like this is that too many twists can sometimes make the story feel overly complicated. By the end, viewers find themselves circling around debates about the ethical use of money and its role in society. When the clever mastermind behind the heist is finally revealed, it isn't exactly shocking, but the reveal feels somewhat didactic and less convincing. The saying, "It's the journey, not the destination," fits Steel perfectly. Trying to guess who's behind the show's biggest conspiracy is fun, but when the truth is finally revealed, it isn't particularly satisfying. Still, the journey itself is an enjoyable experience, and in terms of crime thrillers, Steel is an easy, addictive watch, especially as Zara works to uncover the truth while keeping viewers on their toes. It's not a masterpiece, but it's entertaining enough to please fans of the genre.